So we're at a point now where we can start using the van. We already did use it, actually.
We used it yesterday for the first time just to kind of see how things move in the van.
Right, and kind of like where things naturally want to go, as you can see in these clips, but
this is what it looks like right now.
Right.
And it looks pretty cool.
It's super efficient. It's a lot more efficient than the truck ever was, and it's not even close to what it could be.
But this is what we like to call the skeleton, and now we can actually start working on being creative with our organization.
Right, organization, storage, solutions, how can we make this convenient?
Yeah, exactly. And this took a long time. It was probably a total of 2.5 weeks.
Yeah,
just because of
working on it after work.
After work, here and there, the weather it was snowed here in Blaine.
Right.
So, having time, we've been working this whole time.
Yeah.
Trying to build this with days off here and there to fully work on it. But to say the least, it also gets dark at 4.
Right.
That's just some of the things that we balance throughout making this work. And
right.
We're going to be off of work for 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks, dude.
At least 2 or maybe 3 weeks to where we can do whatever we want with our time. So we wanted to get this done before we go into those 2 weeks. So the 2 weeks we can really.
And it's even more perfect because we still have 1 more week of detailing.
So we get to kind of
experience
use the van, see what we need.
Right.
And we already kind of have a little list, but let's talk about a price breakdown of how much it had cost to get to this moment right now.
Right.
So basically we have a price breakdown of how much it costs to get to this point right now with the skeleton. Now we still have a lot more work to do. We have to do the plumbing, the electrical, basic organizing.
And we're waiting for some parts to be printed off, 3D printing, so that's gonna be cool.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
So this is just to get to it right now where we can just bare bone start detailing.
Yeah.
So wood,
it was a big one.
Now we got a lot of 2x4s, plywood, a lot of trim pieces, basically just fancy wood, thinner wood, I guess.
Right, to make it look nice, right?
Yeah, so wood altogether came out to $257.32.
Right.
Now that is a rounded price. A lot of the wood, we still have a lot of wood.
Yeah, we have a lot of leftover. We probably didn't need to get that much, but being where we live, we're 40 minutes away from the store, so you get more than you need, right?
So, and also that wood can also be used for little organizing things that we decide we need and other stuff.
For the future.
So there we go.
Right.
Next thing was diamond plate. Diamond plate is expensive.
Even the thin one, the thin sheets, that's a lot. Yeah.
So a diamond plate was $111.86.
For 2 sheets.
For 2 sheets. And we didn't even use all of it. We used 1 full sheet and then
a third.
A third of it. And we still have half of it that we're probably going to use somewhere, but 2 sheets of diamond plate.
Right.
Hardware. So that we got bolts, hinges, screws. We also got the hooks for securing the water tank.
Yeah.
That's another part too that we're going to do later on. But hardware came out to $61.96. Now,
not bad.
A lot of screws went into this.
A whole lot
of screws. But it's going to be sturdy as hell.
Sturdy as fuck. Dude, that shit's going nowhere.
So, hardware. Spend a little bit more on hardware, but at least it's not going to fall apart.
Exactly.
So now we go into the tank. The water tank, as you saw in the video before, was $251.99.
Which is a whole lot better than $450.
What was that, 400 or something to go through Tractor Supply?
Yeah.
So next was the rails, as you saw before, $63.90.
About the rails, if I had to recommend anything, go with the ones that don't have the lock. And just make your own lock, because you're going to spend like $20 more for the locking mechanism just for it to not stop where you want it to stop.
That's another part of the hardware, is we bought a separate lock. And this is what we kind of went with right here to keep it like locked in place, so that way,
at least when we're using it.
Yeah, which actually works really well. So I recommend that if you're going to be looking into a generator slide out.
Yeah.
Next thing was the water pump, $69.99. Now we don't have that yet. That is the next segment of
we just ordered that today.
And what we're going to be doing is the R&D of the water system, which is going to be exciting. So there's still some costs that we have left to incorporate, but next was the paint.
The paint was a lot.
If you go with Sherwin-Williams, which is quality paint.
Very good paint. You get what you pay for.
It's very good paint. But all in all, we got a black gallon, which we still have a lot of that. So keep in mind, I probably didn't need to get a gallon. I probably could have gotten a quart. We got samples of 2 kinds of purples and 2 kinds of greens.
Which is 1 quart.
Which is 1 quart. So I think it came out, I don't know the math. I'm not a mathematician, but I think 2 quarts go in a gallon. Maybe.
No.
4.
I believe it's 4 quarts in a gallon.
I always think of it as milk, but I still don't know.
Milk.
So regardless, what I spent total on paint was $91.85.
But we hardly used any of it. We have a lot left over.
So we'll have a lot more opportunities to use those colors in other projects we do for Peas in a Pod.
Exactly.
So
we just have it now.
We have it. I mean, I like to paint. So anyway, so a grand total of everything that we have right now at this very moment is $908.87.
Right.
So
to be from start to finish, to be able to detail out of it comfortably.
Yeah. Like
908.
We don't have to do really anything at this point technically if we didn't want to, other than basic plumbing.
Yeah, other than the plumbing and electrical.
If you wanted to use your water tank right now, then I would say about $1,000 to get to this point right now. Advantages we already had this shelf. It came with the van.
Yeah. It came with 3 of those metal shelves back here. It had 3 of them, so we're only using 1, but still.
And those shelves are pretty pricey. And
They're
we have 2 more left, and if I do sell them, hypothetically, then a lot of this stuff, girl math, is free.
Like half off.
Half off.
So
those things, oh my god, they're like $450 a pop.
For 1.
For 1 shelf.
Another advantage is we had all of our tools.
Oh, that's a big one.
We had a circular saw, we had the jigsaw, we had the power drill, we had all what you need, reciprocating saw, we had everything. Now, we had all the drill bits.
The batteries.
The batteries. We had everything. So if you don't have that, yeah, exactly. That's another added cost.
You add about what, like 75 per tool? At least the tool with no batteries.
It's like 100. If you go Ryobi, Ryobi averages around $100 per tool.
So I mean, you add on another $300 in tools.
At a minimum.
At a minimum. So that's another advantage. But anyway, we are going to keep delivering content just based off us and our process in anything that we do. I don't know, but the van is going to be a little bit more of a slower pace now that we're entering hard winter months.
Exactly.
And a lot of these next challenges are going to take time and like just knowing what we need. Right.
And, once it's a little more solid and we're a little more dialed in, we'll give an update, like we said before. We'll give a deeper update.
Like the final, what it came out to, but...
What we like, and maybe, other detailers can relate it to their situation. I don't know.
Anyway, thanks for watching this little build series that we had, and we will update you when we get a little bit more dialed in, and just maybe some content here and there about us.
Yeah.
So,
Bye.